Welcome to Wired Four Wonders Tales. Tonight's tale is called Hockomock After Dark, Tales from the Bridgewater Triangle. Let's descend into the dark. If you ever find yourself driving through southeastern Massachusetts after sunset, do yourself a favor and check your gas tank. Not because the roads are long, but because the moment you cross into the Bridgewater Triangle, your night has a way of getting complicated. The triangle is about 200 square miles of quiet towns, twisting backroads, and forests that look perfectly normal until they absolutely are not. The name came from cryptozoologist Loren Coleman back in the 70s, when he noticed that all kinds of odd reports kept clustering in the same rough patch of land. People shrugged at first. Then the stories kept piling up. Imagine standing at the edge of Hockomock Swamp, for example. Birds chitter, frogs croak, everything behaves like nature's supposed to. But the name Hockomock comes from an Algonquin word meaning place where spirits dwell, which sounds poetic until you realize the Wampanoag people meant it literally. This swamp was sacred ground and a burial site. Over the centuries it gained a reputation for being a threshold, one of those places where the veil between here and, well, somewhere else, thins out like old fabric. That reputation only strengthened as strange encounters kept surfacing. Hunters whispered about seeing huge, shadowy figures stepping between the trees, too tall and too broad to be anything ordinary. More than one person swore they spotted something very Bigfoot-shaped. Others claimed to see ghostly forms skimming just above the marsh water. And then there were the floating lights, darting around in ways that could make even the most grounded skeptic mutter something about calling a priest. But if the swamp is the triangle's beating heart, the Freetown Fall River State Forest is the place that keeps you glancing over your shoulder. Back in the day it became infamous for crime, unexplained animal mutilations, and rumors of cult activity. Local cops shared stories they probably wish they had not seen firsthand. It gave the forest a reputation as a magnet for the bizarre, the unsettling, and the deeply unfortunate. Hikers still love the place, but many swear that every snapped twig sounds just a little too deliberate. And then we get to the Pukwudgies. If you have not heard of them, picture a knee-high creature with a mischievous streak and absolutely no interest in making your evening peaceful. Modern paranormal tales portray them as trickster beings that might appear on the trails, watching from behind trees, or luring people off the path with glowing lights. It makes for great campfire conversation, although it is also something of a cultural game of telephone. The modern pop culture version only loosely resembles traditional Wampanoag stories, which are far more nuanced and tied to their own sacred context. Still, the idea of sprite-sized beings darting around the woods has certainly fueled more than a few late-night panic jogs back to the car. And as if ghosts, swamp spirits, and tiny forest gremlins were not enough, the Triangle also developed a long list of UFO reports. Drivers reported glowing discs. Pilots spotted lights that zipped around like they had somewhere better to be. Entire fields lit up with no clear reason. You know it is serious when New Englanders, usually thrilled to blame everything on weather, shrug and say they have no explanation. Once you collect all these stories together, you start seeing why people keep talking about the place. It is not just one event or one legend. It is a patchwork of strange sightings, folklore, history, and very real human mystery all woven together in one giant paranormal quilt. Some say the land itself absorbs emotion and memory. Others say the triangle is a coincidence with great marketing. Personally, I think any region with haunted swamps, moody forests, UFO lightning bugs, and ankle-biting spirit creatures has earned at least a little dramatic flair. Still, when you step back from the tales, the Bridgewater Triangle is also a reminder that stories carry weight. It is a blend of indigenous history, misunderstood folklore, genuine unsolved events, and the modern world's fascination with the unknown. Some parts are cautionary. Some are sensational. Some are cultural misunderstandings wrapped in spooky packaging. But all of it creates a landscape where the imagination refuses to sit quietly. So if you go there, maybe you will see nothing stranger than a squirrel with attitude. Or maybe you will catch a flicker of light in the corner of your eye, or hear a footstep behind you that belongs to absolutely no one. Should that happen, stay calm. Take a deep breath, and try not to run faster than your dignity can keep up. The Bridgewater Triangle has seen a lot, but it still enjoys surprising people. And if you make it back with a story of your own, well, you will be in very good company. If you enjoyed this tale, please subscribe so you don't miss our next descent into the dark.